Fans of Tom Clancy will remember from the book Debt of Honor, the RAH-66 Comanche. And that's features very prominently in that book, and it's a fun one, right? The story behind the RAH-66 is a little bit longer, though. It's a long, winding trail. So it starts in 1982 with the Light Helicopter Experimental Program by the U.S. Army, okay? It's a program basically to replace several helicopters, primarily those in the observation role, the attack observation role, like the OH-58 Kiowa. So what you end up with are two proposals by Boeing Sikorsky and Bell McDonnell Douglas, I believe. So by 1993, you have your first prototypes of what would become the RAH-66 Comanche. There were eventually two prototypes, I believe, and then testing commenced, and it went through about 2002 or so, and it was canceled by Congress in 2004 for a multitude of reasons, mostly due to the Cold War is over, and we're fighting a war in Iraq against insurgency. So what you end up with, the final product, was basically a very stealthy, low observable helicopter that had some fairly strong attack capabilities. This was definitely ahead of its time in many ways, and it probably still would be today, but again, never really saw the light of day. Now, in the book Debt of Honor by Tom Clancy, you see a fictionalized version, and it gets to basically do all sorts of crazy stealth aircraft stuff against Japan. So it's used to conduct basically assassinations of a rogue Japanese government, blowing up apartments and high-rise towers all over Tokyo without being seen, and also taking out the Japanese AWACS aircraft. It flies at low level and at high speed, but along existing train tracks, basically. So what happens is the AWACS aircraft misinterpret this as being a false positive. So basically they're just picking up the train on the ground. And, that's a very interesting idea, trying to basically mimic a bullet train. And so if you were picked up, you'd be considered as just a piece of ground clutter. So anyhow, it features a very prominent role in that book, along with several other pieces of new tech like the F-22. And I find it really interesting that Tom Clancy included it. I'm also including it in my first book, but my second book, which will come out, Lord willing, in about a year or so, hopefully. First book will come out anytime, definitely in the next 6 months. Second book, though, is going to feature a navalized version of the Comanche, which will be kind of interesting. But anyhow, now you know just a little bit more about the RAH-66 Comanche. And yeah, do with that what you will. Have a good day.